Skyhawks, please join us for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now for a moment of silence. And now for the SOAR pledge. I will be a person who is safe, organized, accountable, and respectful every day. Skyhawks soar. Welcome back to today's episode. Today is Wednesday, day 1. This week we will continue to discuss study tips, school fundraisers, events, and more.
Let's wake up our minds. It's tongue twister time. Fun with words with Miss Gullikin is a great way to start the day.
Here we go. Upper roller, lower lower.
Join us and see if this tongue twister can fool you.
Upper roller, lower roller. Upper roller, lower roller. Upper lower, lower lower. Wow, that one was hard. We have a sports announcement. Coach Matthew would like all the boys basketball players to report to the cafeteria on Friday morning at 11:25. Please wear a white collared shirt for the team photos.
The mother-son dance is this Friday from 6 to 8. The tickets are just $5 per person. The night is complete with dinner, music, and pictures. Dress to impress, because there will be a contest for best dressed mother and son team.
Field day starts this Friday. There will be 2 phases. The first one is starting at 8:45 and the second phase starts at 1 o'clock.
Please come dressed appropriately and wear proper PE shoes.
The afternoon session will be a wet one, so bring a towel, sunblock, and a water bottle. Field day for grades 3rd through 4th will be next Tuesday the 10th.
And grades 7th and 8th will be held next Thursday the 12th.
Last week, Miss April held a contest for the most creative decorative food tray. She has announced the winners, and we have them right here.
Before we read off the names, Miss April would like to say thank you and stop by the cafeteria to pick up your prizes.
Audrey McMichael,
Layla Donahue,
Catherine Nunes,
Ashley Alduger,
Victoria Donahue,
Hennessy Burke,
Aaron Smith,
Danielle Stevens,
Melina Bastante,
Paige Rogers Gold,
Hannah Morrison,
Kira Lunn,
and Matthew Darnstan. The Hawks House will be open after school.
If you want Hawk dollars, head on over for a tasty treat.
On the lunch menu today we have a Philly cheesesteak sandwich, pizza bites, and a veggie sandwich. Your side dishes today will be carrots and peaches.
Please remember that this Thursday is an early release day, so you will get out at 11 a.m. Please make sure you have a ride home.
Before we head over to our local weather forecast, we have heard a lot of students talking about the warm and cold weather we have been having.
Weather patterns are composed of enormous volumes of air that carry heat and moisture from one region of the world to another.
Let's take a look in the weather in action.
A single cloud can drop rain, snow, sleet, or hail. That's why you may have had the experience of watching it rain on one side of town while the sun shines on the other. But weather isn't produced one cloud at a time. Even an isolated thunderstorm is part of a huge weather pattern that changes with variations in wind, moisture, temperature, and air pressure. These weather patterns are composed of enormous volumes of air that carry heat and moisture from one region of the world to another. The driving force for all this movement is energy from the sun. Without it, the wind wouldn't blow and water wouldn't flow. One of the most important details about the sun's heating of Earth's surface is that it's uneven. Just as the sun's intensity varies from one time of day to another, it also varies from one region to another, with the equator absorbing far more energy than areas near the poles. Furthermore, the heat the Earth absorbs doesn't stay in one place for long. It's transmitted from Earth's surface to the surrounding air. As the air warms relative to its surroundings, it becomes less dense and begins to rise, creating an area of low air pressure. It's sort of an empty space, or at least an emptier space in the atmosphere. In response, colder, denser, high-pressure air rushes in to fill the low-pressure void, creating the movement of air we know as wind. Even though it seems like air would always mix easily, volumes of air with different temperature and humidity characteristics often don't. Scientists refer to a huge volume of air with particular characteristics as an air mass. Air masses tend to stay intact and move independently in response to winds and differences in air pressure. By themselves, they can dramatically affect the weather in areas they move into. But some of the most powerful storms arise when two air masses meet. The area where two air masses meet is called a frontal boundary, or simply a front. The interactions along these lines, which can stretch for 1,000 miles or more, can have a powerful influence on clouds and weather. For example, when a cold, dense air mass slams into a warm, humid air mass, it forces its way under the warmer air, pushing it up and causing the warm air to lift and cool. This causes the moisture in the upper air to condense into clouds and precipitate out as rain or snow, or even hail in some thunderstorms. The greater the differences in temperature, humidity, and air pressure between air masses, the more likely they are to produce severe, even deadly storms. So even if we often care most about the weather where we are, paying attention to the clouds and atmospheric conditions on a much larger scale can give us a heads up about the weather we might expect in the hours or days to come.
That's all for today's Skyhawks from everyone here at SVTV 6. Have a good day!